In this episode tonight, coming up, it's more chat about football. Why did you put things in stockings? Ridiculous. The game after that, are we not away in the Cilia Cup? Hello! Yeah, it's loud, isn't it? That's because we're wearing microphones that are toothless. Toothless? Bluetoothy. Or something. Anyway,
marvellous.
Marvellous indeed. Hello, good evening, welcome. This is Corby Town TV. We are here, and my name's Chuck. Can't see that arm. Let me do that again. My name's Chuck. That works, doesn't it? And this is Michael.
Which arm? This one.
We are armless, though. Though some people would say to the contrary. Now, what are we doing tonight?
We've had a few requests, actually.
People have contacted us, Michael.
Yep, they have. And
what have they been saying?
I think the consensus of opinion is what comes across is that they'd like to hear some information and have a little chat about the first team games coming up, how we think the first team are doing in an analytical way, not criticising the team or anything like that, just analyse what we're seeing on the pitch and where we think we could go forward. There was another request, about players leaving the club. We all know about players coming in, but as I explained on YouTube, we're not always privy to that information. Players seem to leave the club and nothing's ever announced. And I think this is what was coming across from some of the supporters they'd like to know. I.e., at the moment, I don't know whether you're aware that Callum Milne is obviously not been here the last couple of games, but pops up and scores for Wellingborough. Things like that. So, yeah.
Right then. Well,
unless there's another Callum Milne, but I think there's little things like that the fans would like to know and, a little bit more information instead of seeing them pop up somewhere else scoring a goal.
Well, I mean, we can only put those kind of questions to Setch. And it's remiss of me because obviously I wasn't at the last game, which was away at Shepshed Charterhouse or whatever they call themselves, Dynamo, because it was a rearranged fixture. I couldn't make that gate. But the weather, as it continues to fall, I'm not even going to be sure at the moment, or it is going to be on. We will be playing Sporting Kelso because they've got a 4G pitch.
Unless there's heavy winds.
Windy? Well, it is the centre of Curryland, isn't it?
Is it?
So, and they are the best triangulated meat or potato and pea parcels. The samosa, the vegetable samosa, £1 for 2, I think they were last year at Sporting Kelso. Not only did they give us good food, but they also gave us a bit of a pasting because they beat us 4-1, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
And we don't want that to happen again. And I don't think it will happen again. But there was also in that game that howler from the referee. Yeah. I'm blaming the referee, nobody else. I don't think Thomas is at fault for that particular goal. However, there may have been another one that was more discriminating. But that's where we're going there. So there is a game this Saturday because we're doing this on the Thursday before the Kelso game. The game after that, are we not away in the Cilia Cup?
We got a rearranged fixture against Spalding on the 7th.
Oh, that's been rearranged. Is it? I think it is. Yeah, the Cilia Cup's on the 22nd.
The 7th, so, which will be next Tuesday.
It is. It's next Tuesday. I won't be there because I'll be on the radio talking about it and highlighting the goals scored in that game. But I mean that game was called off due to originally a waterlogged pitch.
It was indeed.
And if you look at the weather, if we popped our heads outside at the moment, we would come in drenched. And it's a very heavy clay pitch. There's a high possibility that it's going to rain all the way till Tuesday. And that game will be off. But we'll have to keep an eye on who Spalding maybe are playing at the weekend. If it's at home and it's on, I think there's a fair assumption to be made that that game on Tuesday night will be on as well.
You would think so. You would think that they want to play us on a Tuesday as opposed to a a Saturday because of the travelling element, surely.
Well, but we're not going to be tied up with that, but we'll just turn up and see what we can do on the day. But as you say, some of the fans have voiced an opinion of late. There's a big red panic button. Should we be hitting that panic button as a team? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think we're anywhere near hitting any kind of panic button. From the game that you saw and you interviewed Setch with on at the weekend away at Shepshed Charterhouse. That strange address. That for large periods of the game, Corby were all over them.
What about a team, second half?
And they pulled themselves back and got it back into the game twice.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened at the end. I mean, when you should be maybe clearing balls and maybe thinking, right, we've got 2 minutes to go. Let's just clear the ball. Let's just make this safe. If we only have to take a point, we'll take a point. We do not want to lose a goal. But in saying that, I think what's probably happened is they were desperate. They were 2-2. They saw the clock ticking down, and they thought, right, we'll go up front as far as we can. And I reckon Dynamo have snipped in the back and done them on the counter.
Pretty much.
So that's unfortunately final moments of football. That happens, doesn't it?
It does, but I think one of the things that really annoyed him, and I think if you're a Corby Town fan at the moment, you're going to be seeing things that are just like, why are these things happening to us? The most ridiculous sending off you've ever seen in your life. And it came up and on social media that was Jacqueline. It wasn't, it was Drew that got sent off. Basically, there was a niggle, which was a foul. The referee allowed him to carry on, almost like play on. Then he got just inside the opponent's half. Then the referee blew up. Bear in mind, we're 2-1 down at the time. And Drew picked the ball up and he went like that to, hit it back because the free kick was in our half. And the referee deemed that to be a cautionable offence.
Is that because it was seen that he was attacking the ball in a kind of ferocious way to knock it back, or because he was pushing the ball away? Or was it just... He
knocked it back towards our goalie where the free kick was.
That sounds like...
We were 2-1 down at the time, so why would he waste time?
Exactly.
And I think that wound Setch up a bit because he was really annoyed because it was just ridiculous.
So, we've been penalised, it seems, this season. We've had no luck. I mean, you can't rely on luck to win a game. But we've had very little in the way of good luck, the rub of the green, lady luck looking down upon us whole season. It's been quite bad. And it's either going to turn or it's going to be a problematic season for us. But I don't think, because some people have mentioned online, what's going on, panic setting in. We need maybe a reset. And we don't need a reset. I think we're doing very well as we are at the moment. We're not getting battered. I think this is the point. We're not getting battered in games. We're holding our own in games, and there's a slip up that's costing us 3 points. But we've got to go, as we say, to Sporting Kelso at the weekend. Plastic pitch, not a big fan. Will be wet, will be cold. It's going to be 9 degrees. It's not going to be a nice, pleasant day for playing football.
No.
Not even if you've had a pre-match curry in you. And I don't think it's one of those places we haven't got a bit of luck. I remember going there a couple of seasons back when Gary was in charge, and we came away with a 1-1 draw, and it felt like we deserve more. And I think every time we've been there, I think we've deserved more. And it's just not been a place to get points.
Yeah, well,
where are they in the league? You're aware of these things more.
Kelso are not doing as well as they could be doing. I think they've had a number of cup games that they got behind on league games. So they've lost 1 or 2 lately, but you always know they're going to be a strong team anyway. So, Yeah.
I think it's just draw a line under it and hope that, because he's obviously got training. He's had nothing this week, so he's had the boys in, I reckon. They've been training and working on things. And let's just hope and expect and believe in Setch to have put it right.
Yeah, I mean, I think, where do you draw the line at the end of the day? I'm sure he looks at players all the time, bringing one or two in or whatever that may be. It's not about criticising, is it? It's about asking, some of the fans just wonder. And maybe that's something that we can ask Setch when we interview him.
And the question has also been asked: could some of the fans come in and discuss these matters? Yes, that wouldn't be a problem at all. I kind of think it might be a barrage, though. But yeah, we'll hear what you have to say. We can get some of you in, and we'll certainly have a word with the fans. It might be quite a nice thing to do. But I don't know. I think maybe it's where was I going with that? It's if Setch is looking at players a lot, he's going out, he's scanning players. And now that you've got to a point in the season where teams have maybe dropped out of cup competitions, so maybe they were getting the extra couple of bucks a week because that team wanted to progress in the money-laden cup competitions of the pittance that the FA had that they throw down upon us little clubs. That maybe there is a chance there might be a couple of players out there that want to come to a bigger club and enjoy the crowds and the fans that we have here. But who knows? But that brings me on to another point, because I wasn't at the game at the weekend and I had other things to do because it was local. What happened to Quorn? Because we should have been playing Quorn last weekend and they were still in the trophy. Did they progress?
Do you know? I don't know. I didn't look that far. The only one that I know locally progressed is that team down the road. The old Harbour Town.
Oh right, Harbour Town.
Congratulations
FC. Market Harbour Town FC. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they did. Yeah, I saw the pictures. I also saw the pictures of Mitch at White Hart Lane last week as well. Well, he wasn't at White Hart Lane, was he? He was at the Spurs game because the Spurs were away. But I think, I've seen him. He's been at White Hart Lane this season. So yeah, but we'll keep an eye on that because of the way we've moved the fixtures around, and all credit to James Macker in Dumacaffey for doing this. But it now means that Corby Town don't have at the moment scheduled a game for the busiest shopping weekend of the year, the 16th of December, because that's when we would have been scheduled to play Shep Shed. 16th of December. I suppose you'll be out on the high street doing your Christmas shopping and getting all that nonsense in. Most wasteful day of the year.
If I've got anything to do like that, I do it online. I can't be bothered walking around the shops.
But I'm sure there might be another game of football on somewhere.
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be. I might pop somewhere and have a look. You never know. No. We might have a game. The way the weather is at the moment, there are going to be a number of games off, and it all depends who they are and where we go from there. I mean, this weekend, it's like we say, we're talking about Cowser. We've already got Corn in the background, haven't we? That's a midweek game. We've got Spalding, which is a midweek game. It only takes one of those games to be called off again, and then all of a sudden an opportunity arises, perhaps, of filling a date that's free.
Corby Town will be playing on Boxing Day. But that game's been called off and all.
What game's that?
Well, we would have been playing away at Cambridge City. But now that they've joined hands with St Ives, is it?
Yeah.
All right, St Ives. St Ives have got a game because they're scheduled to play at home that day. So therefore, the game versus Cambridge City will now be played on the 28th of December at 7:30 or 7:45. What's that about? No, but it's going to be freezing and cold, and you're on holiday. So what do you think? Do you think the game should be moved? I don't think the FA should allow this to be moved to a midweek fixture in between the two bank holidays. I know the fixture's got to be played, but what a ridiculous... Go and find neutral grounds, Cambridge City. Go and play it there. Go back, Capping out to Histon, and play it there. As long as it's played on Boxing Day, you're taking away what would be, because Boxing Day fixture is a huge money turner, because people want out the house. They're sick of spending all that time on 25th of December watching kids unwrap presents, cry for most of the day, get sick and shouty because they don't like Brussels sprouts, right? And it's a release to go to the football on Boxing Day. Sounds like a rant, but we should be watching football on Boxing Day and not moving it a day and a bit and going to play it 7:30, quarter to 8 on a Wednesday night. It's going to be cold and wet and miserable. You've got to drive your 50 miles there and 50 miles back to St Ives. Nonsense, I tell you, nonsense. Any comments you'd like to make? Please write to us on the back of a cigarette packet.
I agree with you. I just think it's it's just a crazy situation that you're in, isn't it?
I don't know even if Macca was allowed to actually say, no, we're vetoing that. We're not doing that. But
I'm not sure how that works.
Quite frankly, because I would have been going on Boxing Day. I would have happily left the house and gone across to see a game on Boxing Day. But 7:30 on a Wednesday night, there's not a chance. Not going. No point. It's just another game we're losing. I'm missing. So that's how I feel about that. And we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah,
but it does mean that we've got the Saturday 16th of December off. What are we going to do that day? I ain't going around no shops.
And nothing on Boxing Day.
But I'd like to think that we might be able to do something at the club on the 16th, because there's apart from being a busy day for people wanting to take part in the nonsense that is Christmas, they should open the club shop.
You reckon?
Yeah, because Billy's going to have loads of new shirts and loads of merch in, and you can get a nice Corby Town mug and a hat and a scarf and a nice tie to put in people's stockings at Christmas. Now, why do you put things in stockings? Ridiculous.
I put things in stockings.
Hey!
Normally my feet.
So that's how I feel. We've crept. I feel like we've crept into November. I mean, what is it now? It's the 3rd today. No, it's the 3rd tomorrow. And that was another thing. Right, this has got me going. It's got nothing to do with football. Michael, when is bonfire night?
Sunday.
It is Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Sunday, it's bonfire night.
Yeah.
It's the day that it actually happened, when they caught Guy Fawkes underneath, in the eaves, and then underneath the Houses of Parliament with his gunpowder, and he was declared as the wrong one, and that he was then going to be hung, drawn, and quartered. He topped himself beforehand, but anyway, right? We celebrate the big failure of not blowing up Parliament on the 5th of November. So what have they done? They've moved it to the 3rd, the Corby bonfire. And I emphasise this because this has got me right wound up. The Corby bonfire is on the 3rd.
That's correct.
But it is the Corby bonfire, and it's not being hijacked by those people down the road at the Northamptonshire Council. It's our bonfire, not yours. You're welcome to it. You can come and visit, but it's our bonfire.
Do you think this all comes down to money?
Well, no, I think it probably comes down to the fact that it's the best place to have it. Kettering do their own at Whitstead Park, but charge people. Mm-hmm. There's one at Market Harbour Town somewhere, but I think that's worse. It's on the Tuesday. No, it's on the 2nd. It's Thursday night. What's the point of that? And they charge people. So it is free, and we should be thankful for the sponsors of the bonfire for having a free bonfire here at Corby. It is the best attended bonfire celebration, or celebration if you call a failure a celebration, in the Shire. And, we should be proud of what we have, but it is Corby's. It's not Northamptonshire's. It's not Northamptonshire's. Next, because you're aware of this, that Northampton isn't part of Northamptonshire Council. It's part of West Northamptonshire Council. Oh, why is it north and west? That's my big question. Why is it north and south?
I don't think we know where anything
Toaster,
is.
that's in the south of the county, isn't it?
Yep.
Towcester.
Yep.
As it should be called. So, yeah, anyway. Talking to Northampton. I was in Northampton today. I got a new toy.
Did you?
Yeah. So this is all about supporting the needs and helping Corby Town fans hear things better, increased quality. And I've got myself a thing to go on the end of my phone. It's got BBC Radio Northampton written on it, and that's great. So when I'm doing interviews, you won't get that sound coming over the top of the microphone. That's great. Thanks, Jake.
That's your promotion done then.
Yeah.
What can you say?
I can talk. I can carry on.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you?
Well, because all last week I was helping out at the rooftop gallery.
All right.
That's now open to the public
Yep.
in their exhibition of urban art called Steel Pulse. Steel Nerve, not Steel Pulse. That's a band. Steel Nerve, and collection of 160 pieces of art, including Banksy and Black the Rat and Tracy Emin and Damon Hirst and Connor Brothers and Copyright and all this great pieces of art. And it looks fantastic. It's good. First time there's been an exhibition of that kind of size and quality in Corby, especially when it comes down to urban art.
Very good. Very good.
So yeah, that's open until the end of January. So yeah, maybe you should go and do that on the 16th of December. 16th.
What, urban art?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we should.
Yeah. Take up there and just rack up with a camera and go, right then, let's talk urban art. Should urban art stay on the wall? Should it be destroyed and painted over? So it's a question, isn't it? I mean, if Banksy does one thing on the side and the next morning people get up and there's a Banksy on the wall, they try and protect it, don't they? So, urban art. There you go. Anything else you want to add?
Anything else? Or there's always something else, isn't it?
Did you go and see the what they're called, the team known as the academy team, the under youth team?
I did, yeah.
On Monday night.
Yeah,
another victory.
Another victory. We've got some stuff that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to kind of save it, and then at the end of the month, perhaps we'll do a roundup.
All right.
But just a quick, the scores were they beat Peterborough Foundation 4-1 away, and they also beat Stamford 4-1 away.
One of those was a cup game, wasn't it?
No.
Both leagues?
Both leagues.
So where are they in the league?
They're top of the league. They've got 19 points out of 21. That's
impressive, isn't it? Very impressive.
And if you want to look at the interviews, I put all the interviews now on Twitter. I keep them under 2 minutes. So after a game, then on that evening or the next day, you'll be able to see on Twitter Colin's interview, or Tiff will come on, and I'll put the odd goal on. And if you look at the goal that I put on the other night, which is Adeline Thompson.
Saw that third goal of the game. Struck it well. What were they playing on? It looked like they were in the park.
Well,
it was. I mean, no disrespect to Stamford, but for crying out loud, the lights were shocking.
I think there was a bit of discussion there. I mean, the under-18s or the young Daniels, as they know, normally play on the first team pitch.
Right.
But I'm not sure that Colin knew that they weren't playing on that until they got there. I might be wrong with that, but that's the impression that I got.
That's difficult to take, isn't it? Because if you turn up with the thought process that you're going to be playing on a grass pitch, you've picked your right boots. Most footballers will have two sets of boots for indoors, outdoors, and plastic. You know, and you set your mind out how you're going to play, because you know that playing on a grass pitch, the ball's going to bounce differently. It's going to be wetter and maybe more slippier on a plastic pitch. It really depends on how much chips on it. It really depends on whether it's been watered. I've seen Baseford, they watered their plastic pitch before we kicked off against them 2 seasons ago. It happens. So it's a different mindset if you're going out to play football, not on what you expected.
Yeah, I mean, basically it was playing in a cage. That's what it was. And I think it was kind of difficult in a way, because the cage has only got one bit, you know, where you can stand on one side, and there's large bits of it, and there's only certain barriers that you can actually lean over and watch. And there was more people there than there was space.
No.
So, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. I just got the impression when I got there that we were expecting to play on the grass pitch, but I may be wrong in that.
So we'll maybe look into that. But, you know, it's still testament to the team that they've gone out and beat Daniels 4-1. When they turned up here, it was a 1-1 game. It was 1-1 for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're two tough teams. I take it Daniels was second in the league.
No, they're not second, but they haven't played many games.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, they were. That's their first defeat.
Yeah, because they were both unbeaten.
Yeah. They were both unbeaten, and you know, the Peterborough game. They're a steady old team. They had, I think they have 5 scholars in their team.
Wow.
Which are from you've got the Peterborough Foundation, and then you've got the Peterborough, I guess, scholarships, aren't they? They're the lads that are further up.
Playing at Peterborough United.
Yeah.
In their reserves. So,
yeah.
No, it's good. And obviously you've interviewed Tiff and Colin, of course. Can't forget him twice. He'll be watching this, going and pulling his hair out, if he could. So, yeah, they're both doing a great job. And I think it's testament to them that the boys listen to them. And there's been you know, lots of interaction with the team as well, because they've liked everything you put on it. But which Twitter account have you loaded them up to?
Corby. On
the Corby Academy.
Corby Town.
On the Corby Town site.
Yeah,
you can find them there.
Yeah.
And talking academies, how can we bypass that and not talk about the sad passing of Don? Yeah, well, he was a manager at one point. He was the manager of 2 games, 100% record.
Yep.
He spent an awful long time with the academy. He's known an awful lot of lads here. He played at Kettering. He played for Corby. You know, I think he was over at Peterborough as well, and he played an awful lot of football. He's well known, well respected throughout the town, and our thoughts go out to his family and his friends. A terrible news when I saw that come through last week. So, you know, it's a very sad thing to see. And he wasn't that much older than I don't believe.
No.
Or when I say I mean you.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not sure how old he was exactly, but I don't think it was much over 60, was it?
No. So, no, because I was speaking to somebody else the other day, and they played with him. So yeah, there must have been, and he was 59. So yeah, it's very, very sad news indeed, and I'm sure there'll be a very busy funeral when that actually date's released, and we'll go there and take part in that. So yeah, very sad, but yeah, I think we've had far too much grief and missing and of people that have passed away at this club lately, and he's just another one to add to the list.
There was not Corby related, but local football related. There was another chap that passed away recently, and he was well known within the football community in Northamptonshire. Did a lot for the youth league, worked for the Southern League, did work for the Northern Premier League. He's been the manager of some local teams here and there, and he was well known within the community. That was a chap called Steve Whitney.
Oh, not a name I know, but
No, but I'm sure some of you may know. He's written books. He's written, I think he did some media for the Southern League.
all right.
But he was heavily involved, and we were hoping to have Brendan in on this podcast from the
Northamptonshire FA.
Northampton Senior Youth League.
And obviously with our what seems to be a very good setup here at Corby Town at the moment, it would be a great person to interview and have words with him and just see how he feels. Because this is somebody that's not based at the club. This is somebody that's got outside eyes. And therefore he will be looking inside Corby Town a lot differently to us that are looking from the inside out. So he'll be looking at other teams in the Northampton area. And I'm sure, he'll be saying, well, you've got a great setup here. Whatever's happening at that ground or with that team it hasn't been replicated, but some teams are doing really, really well with their youth policies and some aren't. Some teams just don't have the time or the wherewithal to get it involved and bring a team on. So it's they're the kind of people we want to talk and bring to you here on Corby Town TV. So that's kind of what we're looking at.
Okay. We're going to now think about, should we wrap this up? And then we'll come back in the same close for another episode.
Okay, we can do that. So we'll say then, for the time being, thanks for joining us here on Corby Town TV. Thanks for subscribing. No, there. Is that? I can't. That there. Where it
here. No, it's not. By the way, when you're watching the videos, you'll see suggested videos. There's always one that comes up, and I put it up, and I put a suggested video, and it's a little thing, and it'll either come up here on the screen or up here. And at the end of each video, you'll see a subscribe button, and there'll be another suggested playlist or whatever, and they come up here or here. They are.
Who'd have thunk it? So subscribe, like, notification, hit those buttons, and keep us close to your phone. And we'll bring more of this football-orientated chat to your living room. So as if you're posting it in your big telly like I do, because I like to think of myself as a TV star. What about you?
I'm I don't know what I am anymore. I'm just an idiot in front of the camera, I guess.
I'll say no more. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Thanks for being here. Corby Town TV. My name's Chuck. Good night. That's Michael.
Good night.